Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to Stuff in Excel. I'm Richard, and what we're going to do today is take a look at a search tool, a lookup tool in Excel called XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is a really great tool for looking up certain items in a range of data to find out things that you want to find out, maybe find out a price, find out a quantity that's available. You put in something, it gives you a return back. It's a really great tool for that. We're going to look at how to use it. Now, what we want to remember about XLOOKUP is it does have some rules associated. Now, these rules are going to differ from the old tool called VLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is a massive improvement on VLOOKUP, but there are some rule changes that I think are important. First of all, what we recognize is VLOOKUP will look for things anywhere in the table array. So you're going to identify what we call a lookup value. That'll be up here in our example in cell H3. So the lookup value will be identified by a number of items in a lookup array. So we'll identify within our table of data where the items are that we're looking up. What this thing is that we're going to tell it, we're going to type in something, we say for this something, we want you to go find item, quantity, price. And that something is going to be identified in an area of the table, and we're going to tell XLOOKUP where that is. Now, once we've done that, we can look up anything else anywhere in the table, and XLOOKUP will be able to find it. Under VLOOKUP, we could look up anything to the right of that lookup value, but we couldn't look up anything to the left of it. In XLOOKUP, we can look it up anywhere. That's really good. Another thing about it is if you remember in VLOOKUP, everything in that lookup array had to be in alphabetical or numeric order. Not so with XLOOKUP. It doesn't matter what order it's in, XLOOKUP is going to be able to look it up and find it regardless. So that's really helpful. Now, first thing that we're going to do as a little tip or trick is we are going to set up a drop-down list for our lookup values. So I'm going to click in the description area. I'm going to go up to Data. I'm going to go to Data Validation. Now, if you're on a larger monitor, it may say data validation. If you are on like a laptop, what you may get is just this icon. Either way, click on it. It's going to bring up this dialog box. And you're going to type in that you want a list, and then you're going to type in where it will find that list. Where's all the items that is in that list? Where are they located? Well, in this case, they're going to be located in item description, so we're just going to highlight that range within our data table or our table array. And so we'll identify that. Now, we could simply go straight to our XLOOKUP formula. We're going to say equals XLOOKUP. And I'm going to use my Control A because I really like the, whoops, I didn't spell it right, did I? Equals X. There we go. Table, Control A brings up my dialog box, and I really like using this. It's a lot easier than trying to remember where the commas go and all that. So my lookup value is going to be up here in cell H3, so I'm going to click on that. Next thing it's going to know is where is all those H3 items located? Well, they're all located over here in column B, going from B3 down to B12. Now, because this is in a table, I can add anything I want to this table, and it's going to automatically expand this list, and I'll demonstrate that. Now, the return array, that is where are the items that I want it to tell me about. Now, in this case, let's just assume first it's item number. That's over here in column A, so I simply highlight that range. And now I'm going to hit OK. What it's going to do for me is when I pick an item, and I haven't picked one yet, but let's go pick one. Let's pick football helmet. It's going to tell me that's item number 100005. It's going to tell me that fishing rod is 100006. It's going to tell me that sleeping bag is 100010. So that's really useful to know. I can find that. I can also have it look up. I might want to know what the quantity is. I just do another XLOOKUP function equals XLOOKUP. Control A, my lookup values in cell H3. I hit Tab. My lookup array is down in B3 through B12. I hit Tab. My return array is over here in C3 through C12. Hit Enter. Boom, there's my quantity. I can do the same thing with price, equals XLOOKUP. Control A, my lookup value is here. Tab, my lookup value range, or my lookup array is in cell is B3 through B12. Tab, my return array is over here in D3 through D12. Hit Enter, it's going to give me that. Now, no matter what I pick, it's going to give me the item number, the quantity that we have on hand, and the price per unit. And I can actually change that to be a dollar figure. So we'll just change that to be accounting. And so now if I go to basketball, it's going to tell me it's the product number, how many we have on hand, and the price. If I look up baseball, it's going to tell me the product number, the quantity in hand, and the price. So that's going to be really, really helpful to me, I think, to be able to do something like this. If I add something to the table, let's add 1000011, and let's call that a backpack. And let's say we got 12 of them at $150 a piece. Okay, now, when I go look at my drop-down box, it's in there. It's down near the bottom. It's not in alphabetical order, unfortunately, but it's down at the bottom. And I click on that. It's going to tell me the product number, how many we have on hand, and the price. And it automatically added that to my list. Now, this is a pretty powerful way to do XLOOKUP, and I can look up anything I want to. Now, the next thing I might want to do, though, is what if I've got a secondary search criteria? So in this case, I've got my item description as my first criteria, but I also want to search for type under this. So backpacks, I've got small, medium, and larges. Stoves, I've got propane stoves and wood-based stoves, and I want to be able to look up both of those. Now, under VLOOKUP, we had to concat those items together, and it was in a separate cell, and we had to add a separate column. It was a real pain in the neck. We don't have to do that here. This is what's really cool. So what I'm going to do is I am going to first identify two things. I'm going to create up a setup for my description. So I'm going to set up a validation drop-down list for that. So there's my list. My range is going to be over here in B4 through B18. Then I'm going to set up a drop-down list for my size or type. Actually, I should say type. And that is going to be a drop-down list. I'm going to go to list. I'm going to go to my source. It's going to be over here in C4 through C18. Now what I'm going to do when I do, watch what happens when I do my XLOOKUP formula. So I'm going to say equals XLOOKUP. Now, I actually want to have my lookup do for my lookup value. I want it to be both type and description. I don't want them to look up separately. I want to look up both at the same time. And the way I do that is by using the AND function. So I'm going to go up to in my lookup value, I'm going to say that I want to have my description. So I just click in a box I4. And then I'm going to use the AND symbol above the 7. So I'll do Shift AND. And I'm going to say I5. So I've combined those two now. This will concat those. Now I could put the concat function in there, but it's really not necessary. So I'm just going to put those two things together. Now under my lookup array. Now watch this. My lookup array is B4 through B18 and C3 through C18. So now I've put those together as well. Now all I've got to do, I go tab, I do my return array. In this case, I want, let's say I want price. So I'll just put price down there. I'll hide price, and I'll hit OK. Now, actually I wanted item number, so let's just change that to price. And I can change that to a dollar accounting format. So now if I go up here and I say I want to pick basketball, it's going to give it to me. I want to pick baseball, and there is no choice for baseball. It's either a baseball or a baseball 3. But what if I want to do backpack? Watch this. If I go here and I choose backpack, and I want to choose, it doesn't do anything yet, but then I say I want to choose small. Boom, it gives it to me. I want to do backpack, and I want to choose medium. It gives it to me. I want to choose large. It gives it to me. If I want to do stove, and right now it doesn't know what to do because there is no such thing as a large stove. But if I go in and put propane, it's going to give me the price of the propane stove. So it's a really powerful way to combine different criteria in XLOOKUP so you can look up for multiple criteria at the same time. Really powerful tool. I think you're going to like it. Gets you some data and practice with it. Like I said, this data is available if you want to download it and practice with it. So in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day, and remember to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you real soon on Stuff in Excel.